Hi everybody, thank you for watching. Today I wanted to discuss a topic that I think is really interesting for all of you, and that is the relation between our thinking and how we use our mind and our bodies, our physical health, how we feel, what diseases or ailments we might have, and how to deal with that. I think it's interesting to start with to know that until late 20th century, the idea was that there was a separation, that you could have organic pain, let's put it that way, and you could measure that, and that would be, for example, the definition of you have something, yes or no, you have a disease, you have pain or not, you have an ailment, and then you can measure that, and then that's that. And if we can't, then it's in your head, it's something psychological, and then you have a problem. You can't do anything. So that was kind of the idea, but since I think the 1970s, 80s, that started to change. And we started to know and to research and to prove that actually it's all connected. So our experience in our environment and the way we think is just as important so the perception of our bodies and the perception of our life and the perception of ourselves and what happens in that mix is influencing how our body responds. So it has become from this kind of dual model between physical and psychological, it has become like a psycho-bio social model, and that is just a mix of those three, and that it's always looking for all those elements in order to see what is happening, what is the cause, and also how to treat something, right? So, as I am a rapid transformational therapist, I'm looking for how the mind is influencing your body. We all might know about the placebo effect, right? On average, the placebo effect has about 30% of our results in any medication that you're taking, any treatment, let's put it that way, not only medication, but treatment, medical treatment, 30%, which is an average. But it can increase up to 80, 90% of placebo. Also, a very interesting observation was done by a researcher after the Second World War. He did an experiment regarding pain experience. And he did an experiment with soldiers returning from the war, wounded soldiers, and with people who were in the US and who needed an operation with the same kind of wounds, the same kind of areas in their bodies. And hi, kitty cat. And hi, say hi, hello, hi. And he would compare their level of pain, right, on a scale, I don't know, a scale from 1 to 10, or how they would rate their pain and the quantity of pain medication that they would request. And the soldiers were returning from a war, a horrible war. They were returning home, and they were asked the same question: how would you rate your pain? And how many had asked for pain medication? And then they would measure the same thing with the people who had not been in the war and who would just be in hospital for the same treatment. And, you can probably guess that the soldiers who knew that they were going home and that the war was over for them, they reported almost half as much of pain, of like medium to severe pain. That was half of them who reported that, compared to the ones who were at home. And only a third had the same level of painkiller requests. They did not request almost for painkillers. So that was another proof of the idea that how you think completely influences of how you experience your body, and how even your nervous system is functioning, how your hormone system is responding to that nerve system, what neurotransmitters are released in your brain. And that is all just by the way you're thinking. So I just want you to do a little experiment. You might know it, but you might not, and then it's very funny to do. I want you to close your eyes. Just close your eyes. And imagine that in your right hand, you're holding half a lemon. Like this big, fat lemon cut in half. And you can squeeze it. You can imagine that you're squeezing it with your hand. And the juice is like coming out a little bit, and then you imagine, you keep your eyes closed, and then while you imagine you have this lemon in your hand, you just put it into your mouth and you eat the half of the lemon. You start eating it, and all the juice is in your mouth, and it's probably very clear. You can open your eyes again how your mouth is responding, right? All your glands here in your mouth are starting to produce saliva because of the sour taste you're imagining that is in your mouth, while you know that there is no lemon. It was just your imagination. And that is really like a very short and easy demonstration of how the placebo effect, or how your mind is responding to the words and then the pictures that go with the words. So how you are thinking, that blueprint that is in your subconscious mind, that you have installed there at some point in your life, is completely dominating, or at the least influencing your experience of life. So, and in that mix, also influencing how you perceive your body, how you feel, what you do, what you don't do. So, that might be like an interesting thing to keep in mind, that of course your mind is made to ensure your survival, so to keep you away from pain and danger, and to draw you towards safety and pleasure, right? That is what your mind is trying to do. But the perception of what is safety and the perception of what is danger, that is what is so very interesting. And then you can discover what is that exactly. So in rapid transformational therapy, when you are in the very concentrated state of awareness, which is the alpha theta consciousness, it's like the alpha theta brainwaves, you really can look at those perceptions and those beliefs that are connected to it. So I have seen until now, in the short time that I've seen people, many people with physical ailments, until the level of like physical problems, like diseases or true obstructions in their body, and literally changing it and changing that issue by changing the way you think and reinstalling a new way of thinking, a new mindset, and that the body starts to react just like the lemon, that your body is just responding to what you're thinking, and that your body is just following along. It responds to those pictures and those words. So, and it's so very, very, very powerful. Of course, I mean, if you break a leg, it's always the combination. It's always the combination between physical, organic, the environment, what is happening around you, but the mind is also so very, very powerful. And so please do see a doctor. Do that, please, if you have something. But there's so much more that you can do besides that, that is risk-free and that is very easy and accessible and just very safe. So that was just what I wanted to share with you today. If you have any questions, let me know, and see you next time. Have a great day. Bye.